New videos every day. Life, wisdom.
I'm Karina Rachel. I'm a certified health coach, and today I want to give you 10 easy ways to lose weight. So I want to start out by asking you a question. Do you consume products like these that have the word diet or have the word light on them? Do you think that they're helping you lose weight? Today I'm going to give you 10 easy, practical tips that will help you lose weight, and I'm going to tell you the truth about products like these. At the root of weight loss lies hunger. And my first tip is to learn how to control your hunger so that hunger stops controlling you. It's going to be a lot easier to live our lives if we're just not feeling hungry all the time than if we're constantly hungry and we're constantly trying to resist eating foods. So I have a couple videos that talk about controlling hunger. The primary thing is eating whole, natural foods. As long as you're eating a diet of processed foods, you are always going to feel hungry. You're never going to really feel satisfied. Eating a lot of refined carbohydrates and sugar is also going to contribute to you never really being able to satisfy your hunger. But once you can actually satisfy your hunger and achieve that feeling of being full, that's going to be the first step to really losing weight. The calories that we drink are perhaps the most insidious calories that we consume, because we don't associate sugary drinks with weight gain the way we associate candy bars and hamburgers with weight gain. But you can just imagine that big gulp on your thighs, because sugary drinks do turn into fat and do cause weight gain. So giving up sugary drinks is a really good way to start losing weight, because you're going to cut out a huge amount of sugar and calories that you may not even be realizing you're consuming. Another note about this Mountain Dew, it contains 77 grams of sugar and carbohydrates, which is actually more than a candy bar. So replacing the soft drinks and even fruit juices, which are also really high in sugar, with healthier beverages is going to be a really good idea. Realize that water is the only beverage that's really going to satisfy your thirst if you're feeling thirsty, with the exception of coconut water, which is also a healthy beverage. You can also drink tea. You can drink kombucha. You can drink water that's flavored with fruit or flavored with cucumbers, for instance. And all of these beverages are going to be way healthier than your fruit juices or your soft drinks. So let's talk about the sugar-free and diet products that people often replace their sugary beverages and foods with. So realize that the claims made on the front of the label, like sugar-free, diet, light, healthy choice, they are there for marketing purposes only, but you're smarter than these marketing people. So you actually want to look at the back of the food. And what you'll see oftentimes is a really long ingredient list, like this one. And recognize that when you see that really long ingredient list, you are about to eat toxic sludge. And whether or not you really care about being healthy, let's say all you care about is losing weight, realize that the toxic sludge still isn't going to help you. These products also contain artificial sweeteners like aspartame. And actually all three of these products right here, all three contain aspartame. And aspartame is known to have toxic effects. And it also contributes to blood sugar metabolism issues, and in general is not going to help you lose weight. So sometimes people will ask me, Karina, how do you resist these processed foods? They're super convenient, they're super cheap. And I tell them, well, it's kind of like asking how I resist toxic sludge. I recognize that these products not only aren't going to help me lose weight, but they are really, really unhealthy on top of that. Be smarter than the marketing guy, and don't just trust what's on the front of the label and look on the back of the label. Chances are, if you are trying to lose weight, then you eat a lot of fat-free and non-fat products like skim milk or margarine, for instance. And even though they demonized fats over the last couple decades, they told us that fats cause heart disease, fats are what make us fat, After a couple of decades, they're actually realizing that it's really the carbohydrates and sugar that are leading to obesity and leading to heart disease, and the lack of fats in people's diet is leading to health problems. So we need fats for the health of our brain, for the health of our heart, but also because fats are a big part of what help us feel full and help us feel satisfied after we eat a meal. So it kind of goes back to my first tip about controlling our hunger. A key to controlling our hunger is actually eating some good healthy fats, like olive oil, coconut oil, nuts, avocados. Don't demonize fats. Realize that good healthy fats are good for you, and that eating more fats is actually going to help you lose weight. If you are starving yourself and counting calories, then you just need to stop. Not only is your irritability becoming a problem for everyone around you, and probably for you also, but starvation and limiting our caloric intake doesn't really help us lose weight. So maybe initially we'll lose some weight, but this is not a sustainable way to achieve weight loss. So realize that if you are restricting your calories, your body is thinking that it's going through a famine, and it thinks that it needs to survive this period of time that food is not available. So it's actually going to cling on to every bit of fat that you have, because it's thinking that otherwise it might starve to death. So limiting our calories, it's kind of backwards thinking. We would think that we would lose weight, but really limiting your calories is not going to help you lose weight. It's also going to create a really stressful situation in your body that's going to have a lot of other health implications as well. So rather than counting calories and limiting our calories, we want to focus on eating the right calories. So if we stay away from these processed foods with a really long Frankenfood ingredient list, and focus on eating whole natural foods like the ones that I mentioned in Basic Nutrition What to Eat, then you're going to know that every calorie you get is helping you have more nutrition, it's giving you fiber, it's going to help satisfy your hunger and fill you up. So rather than focusing on limiting your calories, you want to focus on just improving the calories that you're consuming. The weight loss industry is a $60 billion industry full of miracle products that are offering you a quick fix for weight loss. So there's diet pills, diet programs, prepackaged meals, fitness doodads, and all of them will proclaim that they're going to help you lose weight. But if you look at the small print, you'll see that almost every single one of them says, results not typical, diet and exercise are really important. So it leaves you wondering, is it the diet and exercise, or is it the crazy doodad that the person purchased? And I also have to point out that when you've got a celebrity endorsing a product, that celebrity has a whole team of people helping them with fitness, helping them with their diet, helping groom them. It's not something that they've done on their own. So just because this so-called pill or this so-called product worked for a celebrity doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So this tip is to save your money on weight loss pills, prepackaged meals, and fitness doodads, and spend that money on healthy natural foods that are actually going to help you control your hunger, avoid toxic sludge, etc., etc. So if you can stop looking for that quick fix, then that's going to actually help you lose weight, because you can be a lot more realistic with yourself and a lot more realistic about what's actually going to help you lose weight and what's actually just wasting your money. If you are stressing yourself out over losing weight loss, then that stress could be the very thing sabotaging your weight loss efforts. Realize that when your body is stressed out, your body's going to prioritize the basic functions like immunity and digestion, and it's going to put things like fat metabolism and muscle formation on the back burner. So even if you're working out a whole lot, if you're really stressed out, then your body is not going to be burning fat as efficiently as it would be if you were managing your stress and you weren't so stressed out. So make time for relaxation and stress relief. Another important way to keep your cortisol levels low is by eating more slowly, eating more consciously. paying attention to what you're eating rather than multitasking a million different things while you're eating and driving or eating at your desk or something like that. And if you aren't working out, then you need to be working out, because just a sedentary lifestyle is another thing that can contribute to our body being stressed out. One of my favorite tips is that if you can't make time for physical activity, then find ways to make your daily activities more active. So things like doing calf raises and squats while you're brushing your teeth or while you're washing the dishes, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Making time for stress relief and making time for physical activity is a really important part, not only of overall health, but also of losing weight. Extreme hunger is really our enemy if we're trying to lose weight, because when we get really frantically, extremely hungry, we're going to be 10 times more likely to make an unhealthy decision or to resort to those convenience foods that we know we should avoid. So junk food, fast food, vending machine food, etc. And we're going to have a lot more strength in resisting those convenience foods if we don't let ourselves get just incredibly, incredibly hungry. So snacks are the primary way to prevent that from happening, right? If we carry around some healthy snacks with us, then at the point that you start feeling really hungry, you can munch on an apple or an orange, eat some nuts, eat an avocado, eat something that is going to tide you over until you can make a healthier meal choice. And as long as we have an alternative to those convenience foods, those really unhealthy convenience foods, then we're going to be able to resist them a lot easier than if we're just trying to resist them and deal with the hunger, right? Because it's really hard to mind over matter, overcome your hunger. So healthy snacks are my next tip. If you want to hear more of a discussion on snacking and whether or not to snack, I have an entire video on that topic. But the tip I want you to take with you is to start carrying around healthy snacks in your purse so you have them with you all the time to give you an alternative to those convenience foods that often get the best of us. Stop rewarding yourself with junk food and start rewarding yourself with healthier foods. So oftentimes this is something that actually starts in our childhood, where at school we'll receive a piece of candy for a good grade, or maybe our parents will take us out for ice cream. And what this does is it kind of conditions us to associate junk food with a reward. And so it actually activates the reward pathway in our brain every time we eat junk food. So the good news is that you can recondition the reward pathways in your brain. And this is really pretty easy to do. So you just want to start rewarding yourself with healthier food. So after a long, stressful day, or after you succeed in something, you get a good grade on something, or you complete a project, reward yourself with something healthier. So maybe it's just a healthy version of something you would already eat, like a cookie or a piece of cake. But you just want to make sure that it's not this Frankenfood, toxic sludge kind of a thing with a really long ingredient list. You can actually find cookies that are made without high fructose corn syrup, that are made without enriched flour, and that aren't these processed food, toxic sludge nightmares that I talked about earlier. Another way you could think about this is just replacing your unhealthy foods with healthier foods. So steamed carrots with cinnamon is a way that I love to satisfy my sugar craving, for instance. Another example would be fruit. And whether you want to just eat the whole fruit by itself, or you want to have a little fruit medley or something like that, eating fruit is going to be way, way, way healthier than eating a candy bar or drinking a soda or something like that. So the more that you just start to reward yourself with healthy foods, the more that your brain will actually find healthy foods more rewarding, and you can start reversing this process of associating junk food with being a reward. So if we want to have sustainable weight loss, which is what everybody wants, right? Because nobody wants to lose the weight, gain it back, and then have to lose it again, then we're going to need to create healthy habits. And rather than going on a diet for a set period of time and then totally letting loose the minute we get off the diet, we actually want to focus on creating healthy habits that we're going to have for the long haul. And most of us would say, I'm a creature of habit. I know that I definitely feel that way. And the good thing about being a creature of habit is that once you start building these healthy habits, it'll become a habit that you won't even have to think about anymore. So rather than focusing on breaking the bad habits, we're going to focus on developing good new habits. And I'm going to encourage you to start really, really small. So something like, I'm going to replace one soda drink or one soft drink per week with a healthy beverage. And the rest you can drink your sodas, but one time per week, I'm going to replace that soda drink with a healthier drink. Or I'm going to spend 1 minute per day doing some physical exercise or doing some stress relief. And you can make those habits a little more habitual by doing them at the same time every day or doing them on the same day of the week, each week. So I just want to reiterate that the more you can give yourself reasonable goals that you can actually see yourself successfully reaching, the more you're just going to build wins. And each time you have a little win, each time you have a little success, it's going to propel you forward and motivate you to keep on going. So this tip is to start creating habits. And even if they are super, super tiny, that's actually going to be more likelihood that you're going to keep that habit if it's actually a small habit and a reasonable goal than giving yourself really outlandish habits or trying to do something kind of impossible, like say, I'm never going to drink another soda, or I am never going to, eat another fast food meal. Give yourself reasonable, realistic goals, and then you'll actually reach them. In a future video, I'm going to count down the top 10 foods that are preventing you from losing weight, and I'm going to give you alternative foods that'll actually help you lose weight. Preparing healthy meals ourselves is going to be the #1 way that we can get away from the toxic sludge processed food meals and actually start losing weight and actually get healthier. So in future videos, I'm going to take you into my stupid, easy kitchen and show you ridiculously simple, healthy meals that you can make at home. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Please leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts about any of the information I shared and any topic requests that you'd like me to address in future videos. If you'd like to learn more about me and my one-on-one health coaching, you can visit KarinaRachel.com. Please be sure to subscribe to the Psyche Truth channel. We are dedicated to helping you take control of your health and happiness. We post a new video every single day. Thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. After this video, you may be wondering, gee whiz, Karina, what's left for me to eat? Check out my video, Basic Nutrition, What to Eat. My #1 weight loss tip is to learn how to control your hunger. To see my video on this topic, check out Hunger Sucks. For some really simple guidelines on how to tell the difference between a processed frankenfood and a healthy, natural food, check out my video, The Easiest Diet Ever. What are the worst foods out there contributing to obesity and preventing us from losing weight? Check out my video, The Top 10 Obesity-Causing Foods.